Howdy y'all, Amber here, and welcome back to Ginger Cowgirl's Nook. So today we will be coloring this cute little snowman picture out of 50 winter miniatures from Kameliya Angelkova. Kameliya Angelkova, sorry about that. I decided I wanted to do a pastel-y picture, so I went through and pulled out all my pastel sketch markers, and let's get started, y'all. So I hope everybody is doing well and everybody had a good week. I had a very long week this week. I had a lot of things that I needed to take care of this week in order for me to start my security job, which I started on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, in case y'all don't know, when I record my videos, it's a week prior to when they are scheduled to go. So it is currently Thursday, March 4th, I believe it is, and this video will not be published until Wednesday of next week. Now, I used to record my videos on the Saturday before they're all to release. However, that I no longer can do because I now have my security job, in which I go to at 5:30 in the morning, and I don't get home until 4 in the afternoon, and by that time I'm exhausted from my security job, plus I have to get dinner, I have to get the kids fed. I have to get my husband ready for work because he goes to work at 6 that night and stays until 6 in the morning, or not 6 in the morning, till 5:30 in the morning. So, there's just a few minutes here with the kids alone, which ain't too bad. So, it's literally like 2 minutes. I literally passed my husband in the entrance to our what's it called? Little community thingy that we live in. So it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, yeah, so I started my security job last weekend, and I am okay with it. Why I say okay is the job is not hard. I actually really like the job. However, what I don't like about the job is that on Saturdays and Sundays, it's really slow at work. So, we don't have much to do. So on Fridays, we have a lot of people in the that work in the place that we are security for, and they go in, and it's a call center that deals with banks. So the employees of the call center are not allowed to have their phones past our office, our security office. So what we have to do is we have to get there, we have to turn everything on, all the lights, TV. We have to do our first check to make sure that, perimeter check around the building, make sure there's no signs of break-in or anything like that. And then we have to do that. And then, sorry, I'm just making sure I got the right marker because I realized I forgot this little piece. and then we go into the building, do our perimeter checks in there, and then we get to our station and we have to temperature everybody that comes in. We have to make sure that we take their phones if they're not like shift managers. They're not called shift managers, but they're basically the managers of their little section. They're the only ones allowed to have their phones past us. So we got to make sure we take everybody's phones away. We take their phones, we get their names, we put them in their little slot in the filing cabinet, and then we leave them there. And then we have to make sure on break that if they want their phones, we get them for them. And we also have to make sure we take them back. We have to issue any replacement badges if there is any. And we gotta watch the video cameras. We gotta do patrols of the whole building inside and out every couple hours. And then, you know, if anybody's coming in for something that we have to escort them, you know, throughout the building, we gotta do that. Gotta answer phones, put them to whoever they need to. And that's basically the day. And we are allowed to have our cell phones on us, so that not so much on Fridays because we're really busy, but on Saturdays and especially Sundays, we're allowed to have our phones because we're allowed to watch YouTube or play games or stuff like that, you know, as long as we're still watching the monitors and doing our patrols. So Fridays goes by pretty quickly, and then Saturday came, and Saturday we only have like 6 people that come into work, 3 of which don't bring their cell phones anyways. I don't even know if they have them, so we don't have to worry about giving them their cell phones or anything like that. And we have to, the other 3 who brings their cell phones, we gotta do as mentioned, you know, we gotta make sure we get the cell phones from them, put them in the little drawer on their breaks. We gotta give them back to them. We gotta get them back when they come off break. You know, we do temperature checks and we still do patrols. However, there's not very much stuff. I thought Saturday would be a lot like Friday. You know, because I just barely worked my first shifts there. Like I said, I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 5:30 in the morning to 4, and that's like my whole shift for like the whole week. So my first Saturday, until it happened, you know, sitting Friday, I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be like, you know, it's gonna be like today, where we're gonna have lots of things we need to do as far as monitoring cell phones and people coming in and out of the establishment. But no. The only people that came in were it's like 6 workers that worked there on Saturday, and like I said, 3 of them don't even bring cell phones, so we don't really have to do anything with them. We just gotta check their temperatures when they first come into the building to start their shift, and that's it. The other 3, we have to take their temperatures when they first come into the building to start their shift, and then obviously they leave their cell phones with us, and then every break, you know, that they go on, they get their cell phones. We gotta give them to them. We gotta take them back. That kind of thing. We still do the patrols, except for we don't do them every couple hours because there's really no need, because there's nobody else coming in except for the few that work. So we don't have to do them as often, but we still do them. You know, and we still go and patrol the outside and stuff. And also, kind of a slow day, but like I said, we're able to have our cell phones, so we're able to, you know, watch Netflix or play games or, you know, stuff like that. I could probably bring like puzzles and stuff if I want to. I can't bring a tablet, so it has to be on my cell phone. I can't bring a laptop. So it has to be like that, and that's what we do. And then Sundays. Sundays are a nightmare because we still have to be there at 5:30 in the morning. We still have to stay there till 4, but there's only 2 people that work on Sundays, and they do not bring cell phones. So, yeah, we basically take their temperatures, of course, when they go on shift, and that's basically it. That's pretty much all we do with the Sunday people. So on Sunday, my coworker, fellow security guard, decided to bring chess, and so he was teaching me how to play chess on Sunday. So it's very long and very, very, very boring on Sundays. Like, I literally watch on my phone and play games on my phone, but I very quickly get bored of just sitting there, because we don't have to do patrols on Sunday because there's nobody coming in or out. So it's kind of a kind of thing. So Sundays are very long. Sundays are long, but it's alright. It's actually really easy money to make, so yeah. No complaints at all. The only complaint is sometimes I feel bad because I'm literally getting paid, especially on Sundays, to sit there and watch my phone, play chess, color on my game coloring, stuff like that. So I do feel a little bit bad on Sundays, but that's the name of the game, so I gotta kind of get over that. So it's actually really, really, really easy money. So nothing too crazy there. And then I have all week off, clear up until Friday again, and then I do it all over. But I wouldn't say I actually have it off because I also have my intern program that I go to. And my intern program is Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm there at 2. On Tuesday, I'm there at 2 until from 2 in the afternoon to anywhere between 5 or 7. Technically, I only have to be there till 5, but since my husband don't work on Tuesdays and I don't work on Tuesdays, I'm able, if I would like to stay longer on Tuesdays, and I do. And then on Thursdays is my days where I actually have to be off by 5 because my husband goes to work on Thursdays because he works Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Good Lord, 6 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. Or no, on Thursdays he works until 6 because I'm not at work. On Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays he works until 5:30 when I get off. And then he gets off so that our kids are only home for maybe 2-3 minutes while I'm leaving and my husband's getting home. We literally meet in the parking, in the entrance to our little community thing that we live in. So, not that big of a deal there. But yeah, so far I'm liking it. It's funny though, because the kid that I work with, he almost looks exactly like me. Or rather, should I say, I almost look exactly like him. I'm the older one, but I'm also a girl that looks like a boy, and he's a boy that looks like a boy, so, you know, take it how you want it. He is almost exactly looks like my twin, believe it or not, because I'm taller, but we are roughly about the same size everywhere else. We both wear glasses. We both have shorts. So our hair like fades up into where the hair is just like on the top, kind of like a fro hawk. Mine's curly, his is straight. We both have reddish brown hair, so we look quite a bit alike. So I remember the first day that I was at my security job, a lot of people thought that we were twins. We got a lot of, oh, your twin works here, that's awesome. We got a lot of, are you two brothers, from people that work at the establishment we work at. We also got a couple who thought we were the exact same person until they saw us both in the exact same room together, because usually when the people that work at the call center sees us is when we're patrolling or we're in the office, like our little station office, but there's only one that goes patrolling and one that stays in the office, and that's usually when they see us, so they would think that there was just one of us, but there's actually two of us. That's how much we look alike. He's really, really awesome. He's a super fun kid. He's 19 years old. He's really fun to talk to. Really fun to talk to. So I really enjoy talking to him. He, really likes murder mysteries and serial killers and unsolved mysteries and stuff like that, which I really like. So that gives us something to talk about all the time. So, and we're constantly showing each other like videos of like serial killers or stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to work with. I really am happy that he's the one that I have to spend 10 plus hours with doing absolutely nothing, really. Really thankful for that it's him, so. But yeah, security job's really, really easy. Going well. Yeah. It's not quite what I expected. I thought that, as y'all know, I didn't know what station I was going to be at until I started working for my first day. We were supposed to be able to pick, between a couple different ones, but because of my schedule, there was really only like one fit for me, and it just happened to be at the call center, which is totally fine. I mean, I don't mind at all. So I didn't really get a pick, or even know where I was going to work until I actually showed up for the first day. But it's going well. For right now, it's fine. I have a feeling, though, that I'm probably going to get bored really quick. It will be easier this week because I actually get to go on patrols by myself this week. Like patrols, like last week, I wasn't allowed to go on patrols. I just kind of stayed in our little office up until Sunday when my coworker actually had the time to like go and show me exactly what we're supposed to do, exactly what we're supposed to check and all that stuff. So all of last week, except for Sunday, I didn't get to do any of the patrols. But this week, I am able to go on the patrols. So I will be doing that because after working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at my security job, Monday I came home, woke up Monday and could barely even walk because of my back. So I will definitely be doing a lot of the patrols now so that I don't have to deal with my back. I think what it was is from me sitting down so much for my first week of work at the security job. But like I said, now I'll be able to get up and do the patrols by myself, so that will be very helpful, I think. So yeah, that is how my 2 jobs went that I've been so excited to tell you all about. Yeah. I'm actually kind of really liking that I chose to do all pastel colors. The only thing that I have in this set is I don't have many greens in my pastel set of the sketch marker. But other than that, I think it's fine. Really like these markers. I don't feel like they bleed a lot. I feel like they're really comfortable in my hand. I actually don't color with these markers very often, surprisingly, even though I like them so much. And I actually have a good assortment of them. So each set comes with, I have 3 sets. So I have the pastel set, I have the bold and bright set, and I have the grayscale set. And it actually gives me a good variety of colors to use when I use them all together. And a fairly good amount when I'm just using some of them together. So I think for this guy, I'm trying to decide how I want him to look, and I think I'm going to go with oranges and blues. I really like orange and blue color combinations, so I think that is what we're going to do with him. Originally I thought I was going to do blue and green, but like I said, I only have 2 greens in my pastel set, and that's this green and this green. And so that's why I decided to go with the orange instead. So I think it will be very good. Let's see, what else did I do this week that I could tell you all about? I had a plan of what I was going to tell y'all in this video, but when I made last video, I was so excited to talk about it that I pretty much told y'all all of it to y'all last video, so now I have to think of what else to tell y'all, to talk to y'all about. Yeah, I like the orange playoff. I do. Took my kids to the eye doctor yesterday, and it turns out that both of my oldest boys needed glasses. I knew for sure that my middle son will need glasses because we've been getting calls from his teacher saying, I kind of think he has a really hard time seeing the board, even though he's in the front row in his homeroom class. I got calls from his music teacher saying that she thinks he's having a hard time reading the notes on the music stuff. So I knew he was having trouble. So I fully expected him to get glasses. And since it's like the first of the year, we try to get all of our appointments done, like our checkups done. So like their dentist, their eye appointments, their doctor checkup, all that stuff. And so we decided that we were going to let our oldest son get his eyes checked too. We didn't do our youngest son because they probably could see if his eyes was not working too well. But at the same time, he's so young that he's at the stage where he's probably going to grow out of it anyway. So we're not too worried about his. We'll take him when they recommend, us to take him, which is at, 6 years old. So we'll do that. But to my surprise, my oldest son needs glasses as well. So we did the whole eye exam thing. Boys did really well. My middle son does not like eye drops of any kind, to his eyes or anything close to his eyes. So he had an actually pretty good time with the lights and stuff, but when it came to put the drops in his eyes to be dilated, that was kind of a tough one because he was really wiggly, and he kept putting his hands up to his face so the doctor couldn't get the eye drops in, just because he don't like things going to his face, to his eyes. So I actually had to end up holding his hands for the doctor to get the eye drops in, which he did, and then that was good. But after a few minutes, if y'all haven't went and got your eyes checked, after a few seconds, once you get the drops in your eyes at the eye doctor for the exam, your eyes start to sting a little bit as they're dilating and doing whatever they need to do. So that caused mild discomfort to my son, who was already having a hard time because he just put something right up to his eye. So I had to keep him from rubbing his eyes when they started to sting. But other than that, he did really, really good. My oldest son did a really good job when he was getting his eyes checked. And then we go to pick out the frames and the lenses, and that kind of stuff. And my husband actually has really good insurance. So my middle son had to get a bifocal lens, and it's the doctor that we went to called it an iZen 4 lens, and we weren't sure what that was, but we found out it was basically a bifocal lens without the little lines in them. So we're like, okay. And what it does is, so my middle son, when he's up close, if he's reading a book, he can't look up and see the board where the teacher is because of the distance. And at the same time, if he's looking at the mountains or something and then looks at a book, he can't see it. The reason being is kind of like me. So I have this thing where my left eye turns into in towards my nose, which causes my right eye to work for it. That's the whole reason why I have glasses, is to correct that. Where for my son, instead of being able to work the eyes, what happens is his one eye always his eyes always compensate for each other. So like his right eye works for the left eye sometimes, the left eye works for the right eye sometimes. But because of what's going on with his eyes, he cannot, if he could see up close, he can't see afar. And if he could see afar, he can't look up close, if that makes sense. So like switching between the two, like in school, looking at the board where the teacher's writing and then looking at his workbook or his math sheet, it doesn't work. If he's looking at the board first, you know, as the teacher's explaining, you know, how to do a problem or whatever, he could see just fine. But then when he turns to do like his worksheet, it takes him a good 5 minutes or so before he could see the workbook in front of him, and vice versa. If he's working in the workbook and then looks up to like where the teacher is up front, he can't see her. So basically what his eye Zen lens does is makes it where so I kind of don't understand, but from what the doctor said, it makes it to where he could switch between the both. So if his eyes are looking down to read his book, then he looks through the bifocal part of his lens, and if his eyes are looking up, like towards the board, then he's looking through the distance part of his lens, so that he's able to use both of them, you know, essentially at the same time. So that was a little confusing at first, but you know, as he sat there and explained it to me, I kind of understood. So my middle son had to get a very special lens to correct his eye issue, which was fine. And then my oldest son, the only issue that he has is he's nearsighted. So he needs his glasses to see from far away, which is totally fine. So we get the exam done. We go out to the lobby. They pick their glasses. You know, my middle son picks this really cool blue gradient pair that's like from dark blue into a light blue gradient pair. And then my oldest son, he really wanted some tortoiseshell glasses, except for all the tortoiseshell glasses that they had looked like old grandma glasses to me, where they had those really far out side parts, you know, kind of to look like the cat eyeliner. And so he had a really hard time finding glasses, and then by luck we found this pair, which I thought was just blue, like a really dark blue. So I pulled him out of the little stand thing, you know, it was the shape of the lens that he'd been looking at and all that stuff. So I pull it out of the little stand thing that they have, and lo and behold, the whole arms of this pair of glasses were tortoiseshell. So it was like a really cool looking tortoiseshell. And then he had, you know, the dark blue glasses that didn't look like old grandma glasses. So they pick out those. We sit down to ring up everything, you know. We didn't have to pay anything for the lenses or for the frames, because if they're under $150, then we didn't have to pay for them, which they both were. And then she went over the lenses. So there's a $10 copay for the lenses and the frames for each of the kids, which is fine. And then I put the $68 coating on them, like the scratch resistant blue glare coating on them. They're already polycarbonate lenses, so they were impact resistant and some scratch resistant, but the coating that I put on was an anti-fogger and a blue light lens, where it like helps with like the blue light from your cell phone, computer, tablet thing. So that worked really well. And then so that would have put my oldest son's glasses at $88, because like I said, you guys, we have really good insurance. And then we go to start doing my younger son's glasses. Same thing with the frame, didn't have to pay for the frame. had the polycarbonated lens already, but because of the special lenses that my middle son had to have, we had to end up actually paying not just the $10 copay for his lens, but $36 for his specialty lens, the iZen 4 lens. And then of course I put the coating on them. Same coating that we had on my oldest son, so the anti-fogger and the blue light one. And so then Castian's would have went up to be $124. So really, really, really good prices on these lenses. So I've decided that I don't want this to be a pastel color. So I'm going to reach over and I'm probably going to grab, because I kind of want this to look like we're going to make it a gray. I kind of want it to look black. So I'm going to take warm gray 8, and I'm just going to color this little stick here because I want it to look black. This is like the only thing that I'm not going to color pastel. Anyway, so his would have been $124. Really good prices for glasses, you guys. Well, then my husband comes back and he's going over the insurance stuff. You know, he ran to the bathroom. So he's going over the insurance stuff with us. She had already went over it with me. And I let her know, I said, well, my husband wants to go over the insurance stuff with you as well. You know, because I don't really know much about our insurance. Like, he knows, like, all the ins and outs of our insurance. And I know, like, what our insurance care provider is. And I know some of the things that we can do with our insurance. And my husband just likes to make sure that when it's, like, insurance and stuff, he just wants to like go over it and make sure, you know. So she said, yeah, that's not a problem, I'd be happy to do that, you know. And we're like, oh great, that's awesome. And I'm gonna make this cool gray and blue gray, I've decided. You know, that's awesome, thank you, we appreciate it, you know, kind of thing. So my husband starts looking over the insurance with her, and he had a concern. So according to our insurance, we got an allowance of $150 for frames, $150 for lenses, and then everything after that we had to pay for out of pocket. And so then my husband, you know, brought up questions of how, you know, that would be. And so he had to get on the insurance phone call and all of this stuff. And, you know, he got a little frustrated. And then, so we got the kids' prescriptions. And we got on the phone. He got on the phone with Lens Crafters, which is where my husband and I get our glasses from. And I'm like, well, what's the deal? What's the issue, you know? Because I didn't understand how he was frustrated for, originally I thought he was frustrated because of the $200 that we were paying for our kids' glasses, which I didn't understand because when we bought his glasses last, we paid like, I don't know, like $500 for his, I think, even after our insurance. And then I just recently got a new pair. And after our insurance, I still had to pay, you know, $340 for my glasses. And so I didn't understand why he was so upset about us paying $200 for the boys' glasses. And it wasn't $200 each set, it was $200 in total. And so he tried to explain me the insurance thing, and I was very confused. Like, I didn't understand what was going on. So he got on with Lens Crafters, and We told him the prescription. We explained to him that our son had to have a Eisen lens, and they're like, Eisen, we're not sure what that is. Well, turns out Eisen is exactly like a bifocal lens. The only difference is the Eisen lens does not have like the little lines on it, and the bifocal one does. And the Eisen lens is kind of like a gradation, if that makes sense. Whereas a bifocal, if you're looking below that line, even looking straight, it's still going to be bifocaled, right? But if you're above looking the little line, then it's going to help you see the distance. So we got him the bifocal lens, because that's pretty much the same lens. The only different is the gradient and the line, but they do the exact same thing. Like, okay, so we get that, and the 2 frames that the kids picked at the place where they got their eye exams from, they were basic plastic lenses, and they were $132 and $136. Because we kind of let Stetson go from not just being in the little kid section, so because he's at that stage where he could wear little kid glasses, but then he could also wear like an adult glasses. And so we kind of gave him a little more leeway, so his ended up being the more expensive because they were adult glasses, whatever. So then we get on the phone with Lens Crafters, and Brandon starts explaining to them about the insurance issue that that we were having, and they're like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense, because like Brandon even had them, like the insurance company, talk to the other eyeglass place where we got their exams at, and they were still trying to make us pay for the lenses. Now, granted, we knew we would have to pay for Cashton's lens because it's a special lens. We knew it would be more than the $150. Well, our oldest son's was just a polycarbonate lens with the coating on it, and they were still trying to make us pay for the lens. And the lens itself, even the polycarbonate lens, which comes with the glasses, it just comes as part of the glasses. Like, you don't even have to pay for that lens. And so we didn't understand how we had to pay so much for the kids' glasses there. And then when Brandon was talking to Lens Crafters, he's like, we're going to Lens Crafters. I'm like, okay, well then let's go to Lens Crafters, because I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Okay, we'll go. We get down to Lens Crafters. We have the kids' prescription. They start looking through the glasses, and they found frames they like, and you guys, they are Oakley frames. If you don't know what Oakley is, they are one of the best-selling glasses and sunglasses in the U.S. And even their Oakley name brand glasses was only $102 and $103 at Lens Crafters. Or $102 and $113 at Lens Crafters. And they were the flexible earpieces, the straight earpieces. They weren't like the little metal pieces with like the little pads like on normal glasses. They were like this really soft plastic that almost looks like rubber. Nails pieces that won't break off because they're a solid piece. They were Oakley's like flexible ear band, like where the arms that go over your ears flexible. You could bend them all around, you could straighten them back out. They won't break, right? Okay, still don't have to pay nothing for those because they're under the $150 mark. Okay. And then we got the polycarbonate lenses. Still $0 to pay for them because of the plan, right? Because they come with the kids' glasses. Still paid for the blue light coating and the blue light coating lens, like coating for the lens. Still didn't have to pay anything for that because it was under, you know, the $150 mark, except for Cashton's lens. We actually had to pay $48 for Cashton's lens. So the lady starts ringing this all up, all the glasses, and before the insurance, each of the kids' glasses was about $200 before the insurance kicked in. After the insurance kicked in, you know, it was much cheaper. And then when they put in the discount code that they had for Lunch Crafters, for Brandon's company, like within Lunch Crafters, it took 50% off of that, like the total. And then with Brandon's healthcare discount, all that. So for 2 full pairs of glasses that were Oakley frames, polycarbonate lenses with the blue light coating on them, and Cashton's specialty lens, we only had to pay $48. And that was for both glasses, like $48 for them together. And so I'm like, well, we ain't never gonna go anywhere but Lunch Crafters again, because like it was so much cheaper, and they were even like name brand glasses, and even the specialty lens for our son's glasses was cheaper. The coating was cheaper. Everything was cheaper. We still don't know where they were going to try to charge us that much money at the other place was for. Because it shouldn't have been. It should have been the exact same thing. We would have had to pay, you know, like if they would have done the insurance right, like how we knew it was supposed to, like we would have only had to pay about $36 for the glasses because of our son's specialty lens. But no, they wanted to charge us $88 for the one pair and $124 for the other pair. We had the exact same thing. We just had the polycarbonated lens, we had the blue coating, light coating, and the anti-fogger, and then we had our frames, which was $139 and $132, and then we had Cashton specialty lens. So we do not know how they were trying to charge us with that. And even after they got on with my husband's insurance company and got off and they explained it all to like the lady and my husband, they still wanted to try to charge us with that. So then my husband went to Lens Crafters, and we only had to pay $48 for 2 full sets of glasses. Nice glasses. So we will be continuing to go there. We have to drive an hour to get there, but it's well worth it. Anyways, as y'all could see, this little picture's done. I think they turned out adorably cute. So the last thing we gotta do is just sign it down here. We'll use the sketch markers. Okay, you guys, if you like this video and you like my videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me a lot, lets me know that I'm doing what y'all like to see. And if you do subscribe, go ahead and hit that little notification bell so that you could go ahead and get a notification each time I upload a new video. And always remember, be wild, be crazy, be you, be bold. Or be wild, be crazy, be bold, be you. Because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Until next time, bye guys.